So now in this video, we're going to look at the AND logic gate. We're going to use an integrated circuit that has 4 AND logic gates. The integrated circuit we're going to use is the 7408, the high-speed CMOS version, but 7400 series integrated circuits. 08 is the quad 2-input AND gate. So there's 4 of them for quad right there. 2 inputs, input A and input B. There's other versions, you'd see other letters there. You'd want to consult a data sheet to make sure you know the limitations of whatever one you're using. The AND gate circuit has the basic property of the output being low unless all of the inputs are high. If one or more of the inputs are low, then the output will be low. In this case, low is close to 0 volts, ground, and high is close to 5 volts because we're using a 5 volt power supply. With these integrated circuits, the 7400 series integrated circuits, you really want to use 5 volts unless you check the data sheet and make sure that whatever voltage you want to use is okay for that particular integrated circuit. For my inputs, I'm going to do a couple things. I'm going to actually move a jumper either directly to ground or directly to the 5 volt power supply. So that will be a 0 right there going directly to ground or low. When I move it to the positive supply, that will be high or a 1 right there, 5 volts. We also have a trim pot. We get a variable voltage. So if I'm above about halfway, because it doesn't have to be exactly 5 volts for this particular integrated circuit, if you're closer to the positive 5 volts than 0 volts, then you'll have a high input, a 1. If you go more than halfway towards the negative supply there, 0 volts, that will be a 0. So we can slide that up and down wherever we want, and there'll be a middle point where it will flip from high to low. The output, Y here, is going to be either high or low, as we talked about before. When it's high, it will make as close to a 5 volt connection as it can. The red LED will light up. You can see 5 volts will go to ground, the red LED will light up. When it is low, the output will basically be connected to ground as good as it can go, so the blue LED will light up because it'll go 5 volts through the blue LED and then to ground. The data sheet lists the absolute maximum output current as plus or minus, so that means sinking or sourcing. Plus is sourcing, minus is sinking, 25 milliamps, but a total supply current of 50 milliamps. So there's 4 of these on here. If you're using all 4 of them, you won't want all 4 of them sinking or sourcing 25 milliamps. You get a total of 50 milliamps. So with the red LED, we can get a higher current to help it get a bit brighter with a 220 ohm resistor right there. Blue LEDs are naturally brighter by quite a bit, so we're going to use a 1 kilo ohm resistor to limit current through the blue LED. We need to power the integrated circuit. Pin number 14 goes to the positive supply, VCC there, and pin number 7 goes to ground. We do not want to leave the unused inputs floating. I left a little note right there. You want to give them a voltage, either ground or the positive supply is best. So I got ground to those 2 inputs and a positive supply to those 2, positive supply to those 2. The outputs you can leave floating. That's okay, that's not a problem at all. For the 2 inputs, we're going to use A up there, B down there. B, we have the trim pot, 10 kilo ohm trim pot with 5 volts across it, as you can see there. The A input, I'm just going to move a jumper either to the positive supply or to the negative supply. At the moment, it's at the positive supply, and then come into the A input. Now we're going to wire the output. I'm actually going to put the resistor to the output. Doesn't matter as long as the LED is in the right direction. So we're going to go to the output, 3rd pin down on the left there, 1 row above the orange jumper there to the positive supply. So that's a 1000 ohm resistor, 1 kilo ohm resistor. We're going to take the LED. You got to put it in the right way. Long lead the anode to the positive supply. Short lead the cathode up to the 1 kilo ohm resistor. Now we come to the red LED. Again, we're going to use a 220 ohm resistor. I'm switching which one is which, but as long as the red LED is facing the right way, doesn't matter. We're going to go 1 row away from the gray jumper right there, and so 1 row below. So again, the longer lead the anode has to go towards what's going to be more positive when it lights up. Shorter lead the cathode is going to go to ground because that is the most negative part of the circuit. And as you can see right now, the output is high. The red LED is lit up. And of course, the reason why we have the high output, we got the trim pot to the positive supply, we got the jumper there, so that's A, that's B. They're both to the positive supply, so we got a high output. It's about 5 volts, as close as it can get anyways. If I turn the trim pot down, now you'll see that we have a low input. Once we get about halfway, below halfway right there. If we go above about halfway, it's high again, right there. So low, high. So now we'll go high, and you're going to notice here if I leave this floating now, so we don't have a distinct voltage. It's bouncing back and forth from stray signals right there. So both of them are turning on and off rapidly, alternatively. But in any case, there you can see we got a distinct low right there, and so the output is low. As long as we got a distinct low at one or the other, the output's going to be low no matter what. So that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure you check out one of the other videos I'm posting on the screen. Click like, subscribe, the bell, all that. If you can donate, please do. That helps out the most. I have links down below. But just watching videos helps out a ton too. I appreciate that. I'll see ya in the next video.